If you're one of those dog owners that carries their dog everywhere instead of letting them walk, you're a pussy. If you're one of those dog owners that brings your dog into every establishment, even when it's not saying, hey, dogs are welcome here, like if you take them into a Staples or a Harris Teeter, all the places I've worked where people brought their little ass dogs and put them in the top part of the cart and be like, oh my god, you're so cute, let's go get these sodas and bananas and fruits and vegetables where all your fur can get on, you're pussy. You don't need to bring your dog everywhere. Welcome back to another episode of Just What We Needed, another podcast. Sometimes I feel like I hold my head up too high when I talk to the camera, or even look in the camera when I take pictures. But anyways, this episode, if you couldn't tell already, we actually have a special guest, and that is my friend, my good friend, Bailey. Very good friend. Is I still have the whatchamacallit, the green screen effect on. So this isn't what Bailey normally looks like. There's just some effects, some VFX on it, but don't worry. Bailey got me through last week. Bailey is a good friend of mine. I can vouch for Bailey. Bailey's great. Bailey tastes amazing. Uh, Bailey and Jameson, we're not sponsored. We just approve. All right? All right. So, what do we have on the menu today? Yo, last week was a long ass week. I had to upload a video that I had done like a week prior just because I was so busy last week. I couldn't even get to any meaningful topics. But today we got a good little list here. So, what do we have? I'm just looking at the stuff down below. My camera won't really stay in focus. I hate that for me, but that's okay. I'm gonna move over here. There we go. So I can be right in center. Um, all right. So yeah, let's talk about it. We recently had a hailstorm in North Carolina last week. I want to say it was last week or the week before. I don't know. Last week was such a blur because I was working every day for almost 12 hours last week. So I we had a hailstorm, and both me and my mom's car got caught in it, and it was bad because I think I wasn't even asleep. I was just laying in my bed. I thought it was just raining, and then all of a sudden it sounded like someone was just throwing shit at my car at the house. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Because we rarely have hailstorms or anything. I got up. Did I even get up? I didn't look. I didn't get up. I'm that person, bro. I'm that person. Be like, who's at the door? I'm just like, I don't know. Pizza could be the wind. I don't know. I'm that person. But give me 1 second. Bailey's calling me. But I heard it outside, and it didn't last too long. I just heard everything just hitting our cars. So my mom has been wanting to clean out the garage for years, and it's not that I never thought about it. It's just there's just so much in there that I didn't know what she wanted to throw out. So I waited, on top of the fact I just never had the funds for it. But I just got my taxes back, and Junk King in Greensboro, North Carolina, they're dope. Dude came by, like he was on time. In fact, he was like early-ish, but because he called me way earlier and was just like, "Oh, I got some free time. I can definitely come by once I'm done with XYZ." So he definitely came on time. Would definitely recommend him for sure. In fact, my neighbors are the ones that recommended him. You see how Bailey is already affecting me. This is gonna be a fun podcast. But what was it? My neighbors actually recommended Junk King when they moved. They had their garage cleaned out, and he got things done like really quick. All the large items that were in there that I would have to drive back and forth to a dump or whatever, he got that out and out of there real quick. So, highly recommend if you are looking for someone to highly recommend Junk King for sure. But what I wanted to say was my mom had been wanting to get that out for years, got my taxes back, so I paid for it. It was typically they I'm not going to say how much I paid because the prices vary depending on how much stuff you have, and I don't want anyone watching this to be like, "Well, Keegan said he paid this amount." I'm not gonna say how much I paid, but it was a grip for me. Like I had to wait on my taxes to get this shit done. Okay, okay. And even with that being said, we still had a lot of stuff left, but we filled up his truck. So I talked to my mom. I told her, "Hey, look, I don't feel like paying for more to get done. So what I'm gonna do is just over the next couple weeks, I'm just gonna take care of the rest myself. It's all just small items I can sweep up. I can make sure like what's needed is still in the garage, but we need to park our cars back in the garage. I don't care if it takes another 4 to 5 weeks just for trash day and for big trash to come in and for us to throw that out. I don't care. I need that. We need to get back in the garage. I need to put things that are in here in the garage because a lot of this stuff I don't even use, like this portrait over here, which I said on the last podcast. I'm waiting to put that in my own home. I know exactly what picture I'm gonna put in there too. It's stupid too. It's the picture of a chicken crossing the road. But that's exactly what I want in there. So I spent the next maybe 2 hours after he left cleaning out the garage, just getting more stuff out, trying to see what we need, what we don't need, and it was a time. Right, that's all I can say. It was a time. It's cleaning out the garage that I realized. Like I was just cracking jokes with my mom. Why the fuck do we have 6 coolers in here? And originally I was immediately cracking jokes when I saw two of them. Right, she was saying, "Oh, but I bought a second cooler just because. What do we like? I couldn't find the first cooler. Okay, cool, that makes sense. What about this third cooler here? What if we're going somewhere where we need the coolers and we need so many coolers?" I told her, "Where have we been in the last 10 to 15 years where we needed a cooler, where we needed two coolers? Where?" And then even after he left, I found more coolers. Why do we have so many coolers? But yes, that's the plan. I do want to say, like I was saying earlier, I haven't been able to really do a podcast for real, in quite some time because the last 2 weeks have been busy, but in the best way possible. I've been just so productive these last 2 weeks. I'm starting to do Google courses for digital marketing and some project planning. I believe because I just need to update my resume. This job, like I said, is cool, but it's starting to weigh on me the gas, and I still haven't gotten that 90-day raise yet because I started in December. So it should be at the end of this month, but now that I'm paying for my benefits, I am technically making less now each check. So something's got to give. And I really don't want to get a second job. I would rather get a job that pays more. So I'm definitely trying to do that alongside it. So I'm taking courses. I'm reading this book that they didn't pay me to promote, so I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I'm reading a book that helps me with search engine optimization and just get some more information on that. So I've been busy with that the last 2 weeks. My photography job has had me doing cap and gown shoots, and I was nervous at first, but it's actually really simple. So hopefully I can start getting paid more for that. I'm hoping my photography job can really come in clutch in the next 2 months in May. That's when I have most of my grad shoots, and I'm hoping I can get something done where I can save up for something very meaningful that can impact my future. That's it. That's all I've done today is the garage cleaning, something we've been putting off for years, and now we can finally do it. I do want to talk about this. It's kind of old news at this point, but it's still some bullshit. This partnership between Doordash and Klarna, right? When I first saw it, my first immediate thought was, how bad with money do you have to be to where you are using Klarna to pay in four? And that's, I believe, if Klarna is like Zip, formerly QuadPay, then you're paying that every 2 weeks for what, 8 weeks? How bad with money do you have to be to use that for food? The only thing, and I was talking with my coworker Meredith, she's great. I was talking with her before. The only thing I can see you realistically using Klarna for DoorDash is if you are doing catering. Like maybe you're a business owner or you're a manager trying to treat your team, and you say, "Hey, I want to get everyone Zaxby's," right? And maybe that's or if you're a teacher, because I know teachers will pay out of pocket for like the pizza parties and all that. So if you're doing that, okay, good on you. I see it. I get it. I understand it now. But anyone else, if you're not using Klarna with DoorDash for those two, three things, you're bad with money and you should just give up. Okay? You need help. I need to let you know if you're paying for a Whopper that you purchased today, keep in mind already anything you order with DoorDash, you're paying double the price, right? If you're someone that's paying 20, not even 20, it'd be closer to around 36, 37 maybe dollars for a Whopper meal from Burger King, because anything you do is doubled, and then you got tax, and then you got delivery fees, and then you have the tip. If you're using Klarna for something like that, give up. You're done. You're just done. If you need to find the closest homeless shelter to you, by all means do it. I won't judge that, but like just go ahead and give up, bro. I have no faith in you. You have poor money management skills. I don't give a shit if you're sick. If you're sick and you're ordering things through DoorDash or what's it called? Instacart. That's what it is. It only took me 3 days to remember, but just it took me so long to remember what the name was. I don't even remember what I was talking about. That's insane. I have to do way better. If you are using Grubhub, DoorDash, Instacart, and all that, if you're using Klarna, you're done. You're done. Again, I have no faith in you. You have poor money management. You shouldn't even own a credit card, debit card, whatever. Just everything you do it in cash. Because you clearly have no self control when it comes to digital funds. I'm just going to be honest. Again, anything what is it with Klarna and DoorDash, it's just what even brought them together is my question. I want to know what, like, who made that happen? And I feel like whoever did make that happen deserves a raise, right? I went into GameStop last week to buy Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and what I already used to pay in for Zip was littered in GameStop. Everywhere you looked in that GameStop was an advertisement for Zip. By the retro games, the new consoles, by the plushies was Zip payments, pay in full. So I get that. Whoever made that happen, good on you, pats on the back. And even more so for whoever got this DoorDash and Zip, because I feel like that will be a tough sell. So imagine if you had a client that could only afford a $16 burger, but they only had $15. They could pay in four. I could not imagine. It had to have been the catering. It had to have been the catering, because you cannot tell me realistically that you're using Klarna for chicken Alfredo. You can't. You can't tell me that and not have me get mad at you. You can't tell me that I unironically and be surprised when I'm like, I'm not your friend anymore. You clearly have bad decision making skills, and I don't know when that's going to play effect into my life, but I can't have it. I'm scared because of your decision making. I can't have you in my life anymore. Unless it's catering, you're out your damn mind. You are, shout outs to the marketing advertiser, whoever got that out there. But now I want to talk about, this is Labar Park, and I don't even care if I spelled it wrong. I've lived here all my life. I don't even care if I spelled it wrong, because this park is so interesting in the worst way possible. This park, for one, there is, even before I started taking my dog there, like before I had a dog, there is this food shack there that if you want to get your food, you have to place your order 3 days in advance. There was a whole incident with me and this food shack, was it like maybe a year ago, probably a year ago, where they took so damn long to give me my food. And I had a drink, right? I had like an orange soda or something. And so I was in the dog park just waiting on my food. Like, I don't know what's going on. I forgot what happened because it was, a year ago. I forgot what exactly happened, but I remember that by the time I came back to my soda, there was a big ass fly because I was still waiting on my food for the longest time. Oh, because they give you the sodas, like they pop the lid for you. So I'm trying to hold on to my soda until I get my damn food. And I get my food 20 minutes later, and I'm like, hey, yo, there is a big ass fly in my soda. Can I get a different soda? They were like, oh no, you can't. We can't just give you another soda because you have to pay for it. And I said, hey, keep in mind this soda that you popped the lid on has been out here so long because you took so fucking long with my food. And they just looked at me. They was like, I don't know. We can possibly give you a refund that you get in the next 2 to 3 days. I said, yes, give me that refund because I don't get food from there anymore. If I know I'm taking my dog to the dog park downtown, I get food beforehand. Or I'm gonna walk a little bit downtown to see what's open because I'm not getting food from that food shack. It's what's it? Nah, I'm a matter of fact. I gave a good Google review to the one place. What is it? The strip club that had great food and great service. I'm gonna let y'all know personally that this place fucking sucks. Let's see, what's it called? It's I need y'all to know publicly that this food shack fucking sucks. It sucks ass. Again, you have to place your order 3 days in advance in order to get anything on time. Parkside pull up. That's what it's called. If you ever visit Greensboro, do not ever go to Parkside pull up. They take so fucking long with your food. You're not even you're gonna want to go somewhere else by the time they give you your food. And it's downtown where all the shit's happening. And it's like sometimes it don't even be that many people there to be ordering food that you're just sitting here like, yo, where's my food? Parkside pull up, Greensboro, North Carolina. Don't ever go to that shit. I promise you. You're gonna be upset. I'm upset every time I order. So, like I just said, I don't order from there anymore. But this isn't even about them, right? I just kind of spiraled. This is about the dog park that's in LeBar Park. All right. The dog park. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with the dog park in itself, right? I just don't like to go there because of the people that show up. I feel like I'm in a fucking nut house when I go there. There's always someone that makes me just want to leave. Whether it's the dog owners that I believe are just truly pussy. And when I say that, I mean, and I don't even care if you are one of the dog owners watching, right? If you are a dog owner who takes their little dog into the big dog parks and then just has them on your lap, you're a pussy. Let your dog be a dog. Let them enjoy other dogs. Let them interact with other dogs. Stop being pussy. If you're one of those dog owners that carries their dog everywhere instead of letting them walk, you're a pussy. If you're one of those dog owners that brings your dog into every establishment, even when it's not saying, hey, dogs are welcome here, like if you take them into a Staples or a Harris Teeter, all the places I've worked where people brought their little ass dogs and put them in the top part of the cart and be like, oh my god, you're so cute, let's go get these sodas and bananas and fruits and vegetables where all your fur can get on, you're pussy. You don't need to bring your dog everywhere. If you're the person who has to stand outside the gate with your dog, no, wait, no, because I'm actually split. I'm split on the people who have to stand outside the gate with their dogs because it's a 50-50 coin flip. Either their dog is, either they're pussy and they're just like, oh, I don't know about these dogs in here. Is he friendly? Is your dog friendly? Shut the fuck up. Just bring your dog in. I'm gonna tell you if my dog is friendly. My dog is very friendly. However, he barks, and that's what makes them pussy because he'll bark and they be like, ooh, I don't know. What other language does this motherfucker speak? Okay? Like, what else is he gonna do? Like, my dog, your dog, any dog is not gonna say, hey, I'm friendly. They see another dog, they're gonna bark. And then people just be like, oh, I don't know if I want to bring you. Shut the fuck up. Stop being pussy. If you don't think your dog can handle being around other dogs, don't bring your dog to the fucking dog park, alright? And then you have the dog owners that don't give a fuck. In the worst way. You have the dog owners who are aware that their dog can be very aggressive. but they still bring their dogs to the park anyways. And when their dogs start shit, they be like, dogs will be dogs. Your dog started it just by sniffing my dog's butt. I fucking hate them. I think they should like get their dogs taken away because no one ever says dogs will be dogs after positive shit, right? No one ever like when dogs circle each other, sniffing each other's butt. No one ever says dogs will be dogs. When dogs are just playing with each other and they like wrestling with each other and be like, ah, no one ever says dogs will be dogs. But when people say dogs will be dogs, is when their dog almost bites the shit out of someone's child or another dog, and it's just like actively trying to harm them. That's when people say dogs will be dogs. Fuck you. That's all I want to say is to those type of owners, fuck you. Please go eat a dick. Fuck you. Eat a dick. Like that's just fuck you. Honestly, you're the worst type of owner. You don't need a dog. If you have to bring your dog to a dog park and you have to bring them muzzled, fuck you. Like I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you're watching this and you're just like, well, I have to bring my dog and he'll muzzle because he'll nip at people. Get your dog to stop doing that. Get some training. Fuck you. But anyways, I say LeBar Park. I hate going to this dog park because again, the people who come here are pussy, but they're always nutcases. I was telling Meredith the other day about a guy who I brought my dog Kruger there, right? And he was just chilling. Now, this was before he was neutered. I brought him there and he was playing with another dog and they was trying to mount each other the whole time, right? I didn't give a shit. Cuz they're just playing. They're just being dogs. They're being male dogs specifically, right? I didn't give a shit. They weren't doing anything to really harm each other. They weren't like growling. The hairs weren't up or anything. Like all the things that you need to be aware of to see if your dog's being aggressive or not and how deep that growl is. They were doing none of that. They were just chilling, having fun, trying to be dominant, whatever. Cool. I understand that. But the only other person who was there with me kept asking me. It was just like, is this okay? And I was just like, yeah, it's fine. He was like, are you sure? Is okay? I said, yes, it's fine. I didn't tell him to leave me alone, but like, leave me alone. What are you? Is this your first time here? Is this your first dog? What's going on? So it got to a point where dude kept asking me. He was an old white man, right? An old white man, gray hair, gray beard, whatever. Like he was getting up there. He was an old like Kane old, but he was old. He kept asking me. He kept saying, "Is this okay?" Until he finally stopped bullshitting and told me what was on his mind and was just like, and I shit you not, I swear, like I cannot make this up. This is exactly what he said to me. He said, I mean, they're just doing a lot right now, trying to hump each other. It's just I don't, I have a black husband, and we try to keep things like that behind closed doors. I looked at him. I didn't say it, but I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I kid you not. That is what he said to me, and that was maybe one of the first moments, the first true moments where I was just like, I need to stop coming here. Because it's nutcases here every single time. I had no idea what the correlation was between these two dogs and his relationship with his black husband. He had to make sure that I knew that his husband was black and they keep whatever type of butt fucking they do behind closed doors. He had to let me know, and I was so confused as to why are you telling me this? Why have you never had a dog, or have you never seen dogs, male dogs, do this before? He kept asking me, and I couldn't do it. I had to leave that day. There was a time I went with my friend Michaela to the same dog park, right? We were just chilling. There was somebody else with their dog there. My dog had a good time. He was chilling. And he don't even mess with other dogs. Like, he does not care. My dog is the type that just walks around. He'll sniff your dog's ass and say, hey, what's up? If they're not playing with him like wrestling, then he really doesn't care. He will sniff their butts and move on and just walk around, pee on trees until he has no pee left and still try to pee. That's how my dog is, right? So I never worry about him at the park. I keep an eye on him, which some people don't do with their dogs, but I keep an eye on him. But I know at the end of the day, he's not the one that's going to be like really starting problems all the time, right? So there was a time I went with my friend Michaela and the other dog who was there. They had left. So me and Michaela were just chilling, having friendly chats, discussions, and this lady came in with a young cheerleading troupe. Right? It was some girls there with her, and I guess they had some competition coming up because she was doing their makeup in the dog park. Right? Now, the dog park is further down from the food place I was just talking about, the curbside pickup, whatever the hell it's called, trash ass pickup. But anyways, it's further down, but it's definitely walking distance. Like it's just a couple feet away, really. So, with that being said, all the stuff that's in between, we have tables, chairs, places where you can do picnics. And we have hella tables in Greensboro, hella chairs downtown in LeBar Park that this lady could have done their makeup. But she chose to come to the dog park to do that, right? Yes, there's a bench in there, but there are plenty of tables. She could have done that too, right? Just gonna put that out there. So I'm talking with my friend. She comes in. She's doing their makeup in there. Some of the girls are in there. Some of them aren't. And my dog is just sitting there. He is laying down on his stomach, minding his business, just panting. I think he laid down at one point, just like, hey, ain't nobody in here. I'm just going to chill. And one of the girls was like, she wanted to come in, and the other girl was telling her, come on, it's fine. He's cooling, he's chilling. And one of the girls outside looked at me. Not she didn't look at me. She was like, "Oh no, I'm scared of dogs. I'm scared of dogs." And so I don't remember if it was her or the woman who was doing their makeup, but one of them asked me while Michaela was with me. She wanted to come in so bad. One of them asked me, "Could you put your dog on a leash in the dog park that they came into to do their makeup?" I looked dead at whoever it was. I looked dead at them. I said, "No, I'm not doing that shit. No, I'm not putting him on a leash. He's minding his fucking business, and y'all chose a dog park to do this makeup in. Kiss my ass. I'm not putting him on a leash." So that was like the second time I said, "Yo, the people who come in here are on nut shit." And I've always hated, no matter what dog park I go to, I've always hated the people who narrate for their dogs. And even when I'm at work, because again, for those who don't know, who are just tuning in, maybe it's your first episode, I work in dog boarding. So sometimes even the owners, they come in and be like, "Oh, she's so happy to come in. She's like, let me go see my friends." That's cool. That's whatever. But when you narrate your dog the entire time that you're there, that's when I have a problem. That's when I need you to shut the fuck up. Because I've been there before. I think that was the first, I think, not a red flag, but that was the first build up to where I was like, okay, I don't know if you're trying to make conversation with me, but we don't have to have this talk. We don't have to, you don't have to keep going. Because like I said, people can do the whole, "Oh, he's so excited. He's just like, I'm going to be your friend. Let me sniff your butt." People can do that. You do it once, fine, whatever. We're at the dog park. You do it twice, and that's crazy. Yeah, my dog's like this too. Third time, it's like, okay, I get it. Your dog's having a good time. Fourth time, it's like, yo, can you please stop? Please stop. You're Fifth time, please shut the fuck up. I need you to shut up. Sixth time, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm ready to go. I can't. You're doing way too much. And that's how it was when I went one of those days I went to LeBar Park. Is a lady just would not stop narrating for her dog at all. She's like, "Oh, I just want to sniff your butt." And he's like, oh, well, I don't want you to sniff my butt. I just want to be friends with you. And she's like, oh, but you're new to the park. And I just have to get to know you first. And he's like, oh, but I've been to this park before. And then, oh, well, let me go take a shit real quick in this grass real quick. And she's like, Mom or Dad, you have to come get him and pick up his shit so I can use him in his butt. And he's like, I could not stand it. Some lady did that to me one day at LeBar Park, and I couldn't. Oh my God. She just went on, and that was like the first time I was like, all right, the people here are kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie. She just kept doing it. So it was that. It was the man with the black husband who I did see later on. I was just like, okay, I'm just glad y'all not in the park this time. The people who are pussy that just bring their dogs and just hold them on. Because even at my job, there's one dog that we bring in who I was carrying maybe the first 2-3 times I brought him in. Cause it's like, oh my God, you're so adorable. You're so tiny. But after the fourth time, I stopped doing that shit. Like, you have 4 legs. Unless something is wrong with one of your paws, one of your arms, I'm not about to keep fucking carrying this dog. This dog has, come on now, like, I'm not doing that shit. It's only so much of the adorableness that I'm gonna allow to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna carry this dog. I don't care. Cause again, it'd be the people that bring their dogs in. Look, I got a leash right here. Let's say this is the dog, right? It's only so many people that bring their dogs in that are like this, right? They just have their dogs in their arm and to a dog park, mind you, a fucking dog park. A place where you bring your dog and they're supposed to roam around freely with no leash or anything, right? They'll bring the dogs in just like this and be like, and of course the other dogs want to smell the other dog. And they come up and they start jumping. People be like, no, no, okay, settle down, okay, no. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You don't need to be at a dog park. I'm going to be honest. You were fine at home with your dog, probably sitting on the couch with you in your lap, because it's always the lap dogs people bring in. So you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here if you're gonna carry your fucking dog in the dog park and be like, "Hey, can someone get their dog? Can you get your dog? Your dog is trying to talk to my dog, and I don't appreciate it." Fuck you, eat a dick. You don't need to be here. Sorry, just being real. That's how I've always felt about certain dog owners. But that's all I wanted to get off my chest about LeBar Park. LeBar Park is not bad, right? Aside from the food spot, that place is awful. Don't go. The dog park itself isn't bad. It's small, but it's still not bad. It's just the people that show up there make me not want to go there. The other park is like big enough where I think everyone somewhat recognizes we don't need to talk to each other. We all just, they have the chairs placed in a position to where we all are in a circle, which is, and that's the crazy part. Like, they have it to where where we should be talking to each other, but we just don't. And I'm fine with that. If you want to start a conversation like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. This is my dog. My dog's all the way over there. Okay, cool. But like, we really don't have to force communication like they do over at LeBar Park. So this is why I hate going there. And I had to bring that up because that's where I was this past weekend. Just because it's been a minute since I've been there, but I can't stand it. So this is a fun topic for me, spinning the block. And it's not just spinning the block. It's based off of a tweet I saw. So this tweet said, "Don't spin the block. Don't do it." And she had me there. She had me there because a lot of people will be like, I'm not spinning the block. Don't even try to spin the block on me. I'm not that person. Blah, 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 blah. But then it says, not even platonically. I don't know what it is with my generation because she looks like she's in my generation, Gen Z. I don't know what it is with my generation and our pride. I don't know what it is about second chances that my generation hates. I don't know why my generation is so prideful. I don't know why my generation don't believe in mistakes. and apologizing and learning from your mistakes. I don't know what it is, but we need to get a fucking grip. I see so many people, and Meredith even asked me. She was like, "Would you consider yourself chronically online?" And I told her, "I am chronically online to the point where the first thing I do when I wake up is to get on Twitter or Instagram or whatever and just see what's going on. Just see what's going on. Just see what people are talking about, right? I'm here for the jokes. I'm here for the memes, the parodies, all that shit, right?" But I never let social media change who I am and what I believe in, what I stand for. And it's something about my generation in social media where we just believe everything needs to be perfect on the first try. And I hate y'all niggas for that. I do. I really do. Cause it's I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's don't spin the block. Don't do it. Not even platonically. Platonically? Like being friends? Y'all don't care if people apologize and know what they're apologizing for, because here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna get too much into it because it's in the past. And I will say this: when people do you wrong but they apologize, you can forgive but never forget, right? That's something I do believe in, right? You can forgive. You can be like, hey, yeah, we're cool again. But at the same time, don't forget, because you need to see, have they really learned anything or were they just saying that? And with that being said, I have friends who have done me wrong, right? Who have talked their shit or said something that I found was mad disrespectful and couldn't do, like, no, you disrespected me. I can't even fuck with you after this, because that was on a personal level that you felt the need, that you felt so comfortable with this here, like something that I found as maybe a weakness in myself, or that I wasn't too confident in. You wanted to, or just anything that I find disrespectful to me. I've been on the end where I'm the one being disrespected and I cut everything off. I've done that at least twice in my life. In the past couple years too as well, right? They know who they are, when it happened, why it happened. They know exactly who they are. But both times they gave me a formal apology that was just like, hey, I see why you feel how you feel. And I'm sorry I did this. And this is why I'm sorry, because XYZ, I know this made you feel this type of way. And I forgave them, right? I forgive. I didn't forget. We'll never forget. But I forgive, and I want to see where it takes me. Because the same person who that happened with was the same person who helped me through my issues later on in life when I was having them, right? That's someone who made me see another side of the situation that I wasn't seeing, that I never would have seen without them. I hate how my generation is just like, fuck this, fuck them. They don't realize that most of maybe our parents, but for sure our grandparents, right? For sure our grandparents were definitely in situations where, and it could be more than just us, it could be more, but for sure grandparents were in situations where they think, hey man, I should have walked away as the first time this happened. Guess what? You wouldn't fucking be here if they did. I'm gonna be honest, you wouldn't. I don't know what it is. I know because my generation and a little older is so fixated on fuck this. Nah, you did me wrong one time. That's all it takes. And yeah, 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 yeah. I think they're quitters. I think that, and I'm not saying take the disrespect, because like I just said, soon as it happened to me, I quit too. I said fuck that. I'm not doing this. But when a person shows progress in actual regret for what they did to you, I'm here for second chances. And I don't know if I've talked about this on a podcast or not. I'm pretty sure I have, but I'm here for second chances. Forgive, but don't forget. There's nothing wrong with you still having that emotion of, I got my eye on you, right? And just see, like, it's been not years. It has been maybe 1 or 2 years. I don't know. If you're watching, let me know because I forgot. But some people, I won't. No, I can't even say especially women because I've seen women and men do it. The whole spinning the block, platonic, like don't even be my friend. Like y'all lose out on so much off of one mistake. I speak for myself and for others. You missed out just pushing people away because that's just what I believe social media has started, right? I don't think this was really a trend before social media started. Just telling people to get on what you like. Fuck you. You hurt me this one time, so you're out my life forever. You don't deserve me, and I don't deserve. You can say you give up. That's cool. I just personally feel that if someone knows and sincerely know, like they give you a sincere apology, like I know I hurt you in this fashion, but I need you in my life. I want you in my life. Then that person deserves at least a second chance, but only if they know for sure and they are actively working to do better, to right their wrongs towards you. If they're just like if they disrespect you and they come back and they're just like, my bad, bro. I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know it was that serious. I didn't know it was that deep. Then no, you don't have to accept that apology. You can acknowledge it, but you don't have to accept it. But when it comes to, hey, man, listen, I know what I said isn't what you were trying to hear. I know that the death of this person, I was trying to make light of the situation and I made that joke and it wasn't helpful. It was inappropriate. It was the wrong time. And I'm sorry. I really was. That's how I cope. And this, if someone gives you a sincere apology, at least think about a second chance, because I don't know. Again, back to it. My generation and a little older is so stuck on fuck this. If it ain't worked the first time, then it's never gonna work. People aren't people aren't allowed to learn from their mistakes anymore. They're just not. People aren't allowed to grow. People aren't allowed to learn from their mistakes. People aren't allowed to apply the lessons learned to you. It's people who are driven, I feel, people who are driven by social media and are just way too in depth on no second chances. That's just how I feel.